guys, it's Alex with Dirt Warrior Accessories. Today I'm going to show you how to install the Pro XP Vault that also works on the Turbo R. Some of the tools we're going to be using today are number 3 Phillips screwdriver or bit, a T30 Torx, a 4mm Allen wrench, and a 7/16 open-ended wrench. Alright, what's going to come in your kit is 2 doors, a front door and a back door, and then 3 panels, and this is one side of the vehicle. Alright, I'm going to start working back to the front. I'm going to start with this panel. This panel basically just fills in this portion of the cage, and it just is a standalone piece. So we'll go ahead and mount that. I got a cage clamp up here on this bar and a cage clamp right there, so you can kind of see where to kind of put them. And then as you put this in here and get it all lined up, you'll see where the holes are. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm not tightening anything down super tight right now. It's all just going on loose. And then once I get it in place, I'll tighten everything down nice and snug. Alright, now I'm done with that panel. I'm going to go ahead and start with the triangle panel that goes right here. Now I'm going to install this panel. It goes right here. It kind of goes on the outer of that. There's a little thing right here that the panel goes in between the plastic and that little thing that's like welded to the cage. And it's just one cage clamp that holds that in. And then this clamp is on the inside of the panel. I'm going to leave this one loose for now because once we get our door in, we're going to kind of move it around and get it in place. So now I'm actually ready to install the rear door. So these clip nuts are going to be included in your kit. We use 5 of them per side. 4 of them go on the front door, but we do have to replace the one clip that goes on this back hole right here. So you're going to take your panel off, you're going to take that clip out, and you're going to replace it with the one we give you. And then once that's done, you can take out the bolts right here, and then those threads are fine to use. We only have to replace this one. All right, now I'm ready to install the rear door. First, I'm going to remove these Torx bolts that hold the latch on. So I'll go ahead and take that out. It's a T30. Then I'm going to remove all the Torx bolts that are in these 3 holes right here, the 2 at the top and then this bottom one. And then I'm going to change this clip out with the ones that we supplied. Now I'm ready to put my door up here and start putting her down. So I'm going to take the screwdriver and one of the longer bolts, and I'm going to put it through, get it started. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this back hole. And the bottom one. Then we're actually replacing the Torx bolts with these Allen head bolts. It's going to go through the door and then the latch, and it's going to hold the door right there and connect to your latch. So I'm going to take my 4mm and these supplied bolts. Go ahead and do that. Okay, once I have everything kind of like just loosely on, I'll go ahead and check the fitment and the placement of the door. And then if it's good, we will go ahead and tighten it down. So this alignment looks all good, that's looking good. Yeah, everything's looking good. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten everything down right where it is. All these holes are slotted on here, so it does have a little bit of adjustment, so you can move the door front and back to try to line up, get all the gaps filled in. Another trick is there's 4 bolts that hold the door on, the top and the bottom. You get a lot of movement, it'll move the whole entire door, so if your door's not fitting quite right, you can always fine-tune the adjustment with those 4 bolts and then these bolts that have slots in them. Okay, now I'm ready to start on the front. Now, just like the back door, I'm going to replace these bolts that hold the latch mechanism. It's the T30, and I'm going to go ahead and take those out. We're going to be replacing those with those same Allen bolts that we did on the back door. Okay, I got the latch Torx out. Now I'm going to put in the clips. You have 4 holes right here on the top of your door, and we supply these clip nuts. So go ahead and slide the clip nut on, lining it with that hole. You can kind of use an Allen wrench or something long to kind of line everything up while you're putting these on. Now that we got all 4 clip nuts on those holes and our Torx bolts out, we're ready to go ahead and start putting on the front door. So I will do that. It should just align to those holes that we just put clip nuts in, and then you're just going to be using the Phillips head screws that were supplied. Alright, now that I got these 4 bolts started, I have them loose. I'm going to start working on the latch. So I'm going to take my 4mm Allen wrench with the supplied bolt, and I'm going to go through the door and then start it in the latch. Alright, now that I got that started, I'm going to close the door and make sure everything's lining up good before I tighten it all the way down. And it's lining up good, so I will leave it right there and go ahead and tighten everything down. Alright, now I'm going to put the front panel piece in. This piece is notched out already for the mirror, so yours isn't going to look like this, it's just going to be solid. And then whatever mirror you have, you're going to have to either notch it or put a hole in it. Some mirrors you can just put a hole in it and put the bolt through there and it'll screw on. This mirror has like a pretty bulky clamp, so we went ahead and notched in this to go around it. But this panel goes on just like this. I got my cage clamp already on there in the rough spot that it's going to be. And I'm going to go ahead and put the panel in place. And then put the bolt through the panel and then through the cage clamp. I'm going to tighten that down. I'm just going to leave it a little bit loose. Once I kind of got it started, I'll make sure that it goes into place where it needs to be. Then I'll close the door. Make sure everything's covered good. And it is, so I'll go ahead and tighten it down right there. Okay, now I can just like fine tune some stuff, you know, get everything on. If I have any gaps anywhere, I can address that by moving the doors some more. Everything's looking good here. I want to move that a little bit. I don't have that one tight yet, so I can go ahead and tighten that. But yeah, now that everything's on, you can kind of just adjust as you need to. Alright guys, thanks for watching the install video for the Pro XP and Turbo R Vault. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Yeah, thanks guys.